Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As usual, I am your host, Sellssi. We'll be talking today about the Ghana Black Stars squad. We finally gotten, well, almost a venue for the game between Ghana and Sudan here. The first of the double header at the Cape Coast Sports Stadium. Yesterday, confirmation came through, but it is still subject to CAF inspection. Lem, what are your thoughts on the development about our new venue for the Black Stars?
Well, like I said the last time, I know they'll be working around the clock to actually get something
to prevent something from...
Yeah, because Ghana as a country would not want to be subject to...
playing outside.
Playing outside, especially that as another African country. We have some sort of pride within us. We would probably go for aid in a foreign country, or like some Western country or China. But if it's another African country, we want to show that, oh yeah, like we are seniors, we are seniors over there, or we can still hold our own. So I'm not surprised that this is happening. I think before the next game, it will be done, and then they'll get to play.
The worry is that probably it will not allow us to. It will just be a quick patch and fix, then we'll forget about it.
It has always been our culture, that's what we keep doing every time, which is not the best, because when we do it once, when we do good and we do it like it's that good, we don't have to go back, keep patching, and that's actually like a lot of money being spent on just trying to renovate
the stadium.
They could actually spend a lot of money, do it once, and it's very good. And then we keep maintaining from that point.
It's unfortunate, but that's the situation we find ourselves in. Today, we're going to talk about the possible squad for that double header versus Sudan. Kwesi Appiah is quite familiar with the Black Stars team. We'll look at the goalkeepers today. First off, we picked out Lawrence Ati-Zigi as the number one. But what are your honest opinions on Ati-Zigi? Can we get an upgrade?
An upgrade on Ati-Zigi?
Yes.
It's difficult because
it is, especially at this point in time when we've played a lot of matches with him and he's been the number one.
Yes.
Some way, somehow, he concedes a goal.
Yes, and I think some way, somehow, yes, he concedes a goal. But
is that a coaching defensive? What do you think causes that? Though we understand that Ati-Zigi is one of the guys who will be called up, obviously.
Yeah, I believe he'll be called up. I believe he's one of the best we have at this moment. He usually will concede a goal. There's not always down to him. Sometimes it's
defensive, the whole back line, and probably the pitch also not helping.
Probably, but I'll say he is the chief of that defense because I think the goalkeeper commands should command his area. Very well. So I mean, like, he's the best we have at this moment. It will be unfortunate for him to concede a goal, but I'm just hoping that he is called up and then he actually puts up a stellar performance. Actually, for the club side, he's had like some good ratings there, so then that should tell that he's actually like a very good goalkeeper in some sense. Maybe it might be coaching. It might be coaching,
and probably lack of understanding with his back line.
Probably.
Yeah.
So it might be all those things together when it comes to the national team.
And consider the fact that the national team, the coaches have maximum 2-3 days to train. It's quite difficult. They go back to their club sides, different tactics. It's something we have to understand, probably.
Yes, I think I don't think. Maybe Ghanaians are very hard when it comes to.
We have not been winning, of course. We had.
No, when it comes to just goalkeepers, especially I'm not even going to talk about the whole squad, but when it comes to just goalkeepers, I think we've been very hard on the goalkeepers that keep coming up, and sometimes
not justified.
Sometimes it's justified because if I go back to somebody like Richard Ofori, who wasn't. At the time, Ati-Zigi was still a better goalkeeper than him.
The recent AFCON, that is.
The recent AFCON. But, I mean, from goalkeeper's coach says that, okay.
We have to go with him.
We have to go with him and all that, which I think to the public wasn't a justified opinion.
It didn't make any sense.
It didn't make any sense. Right now, because of a mistake he made, he's not part of the collapse anymore. And now we are sticking with Ati-Zigi. I just probably, Charlie, if somebody somewhere, if some Casillas or some Neuer is hiding somewhere,
expose yourself to us, please. We need you. The next goalkeeper we'll talk about is Joseph Wollacott. Joseph Wollacott has fallen down the pecking order. We know how that happened, considering his finger injury in the lead up to the World Cup meant that he could not take part in the World Cup. Gave a chance to Dan Lad to come in. Ati-Zigi became the number one for the World Cup, despite Joe Wollacott being the one to lead us there. He's been quite unfortunate on that front. Since then, he's not had the number one spot. He played in a friendly game for the Ghana Black Stars, I think, versus Uganda. But then the problems of the defense were still there. We still conceded late on versus Uganda. What is he bringing differently this time around? What do you think? Do you think he should still go back to his number one position with all that I've said so far?
I think he should put up a challenge. It's unfortunate that
he's not getting the opportunity.
He's not getting the opportunity.
Yeah.
He got injured, and then he's been relegated. I know there were even points where when he was being called up, some people were against it.
Yeah.
And right now he's a regular for his team.
Yeah. Crawley Town.
Yeah, Crawley Town. But they keep conceding. They concede almost every time.
Yeah.
But I think there was one game where he actually got he conceded 3 goals.
Yes.
But he had a very good rating. So that should tell probably in that game alone.
He was not to blame mostly for the goals that were conceded.
Probably for that game, I think probably he did his very best, but he still conceded 3 goals. Maybe I just don't know what's up with the goalkeeping coaching.
That's it. The goalkeeper's coaching department.
Because
Fatal Dauda is now in charge from Olile Kingston, and we've not really seen much difference.
We haven't seen much difference because I think there's always some sort of favoritism to the people that we'll probably consider as local or as our own.
Yeah.
You get it. So there was that sort of consideration for Richard Ofori. Because Kotoko goalkeeper, he's local, he understands the language and all those things. Now
Richard, okay.
Now he's not there. Okay, Ati-Zigi,
he's also a local lad,
and a local guy. Wollacott is not really in tune with the culture of Ghana. So then there's always that thing, and it takes me back to when Adam Kwarase was also goalkeeper.
Yeah,
it was the same. It was the same.
The same rhetoric.
Yeah, that he doesn't speak Tree, so then like you should change him for another goalkeeper that speaks, and that was Dauda. We've always had these kinds of problems, but I think it's unfortunate for him. I would wish he gets a chance this time around to prove or to show that he can actually.
I don't think that's going to happen.
The number one spot, or
probably
put up a challenge.
I don't think that's going to happen, though.
Unfortunately,
it will not happen.
It is a national team.
Yeah.
We don't have much time to actually experiment and all those things. And the performance of the national team hasn't also been good to actually warrant that much of experimentation. Also, so. It's just unfortunate timing for him.
Yeah. So Frederick Asare is the last goalkeeper, but we'll talk about one other goalkeeper, a prodigy coming up, who admittedly has been looked at by Coach OTTO. Frederick Asare for Kumasi Asante Kotoko has been good. He was playing consistently. At a point in time, he was being called up from the Black Star squad to go and play for Kotoko in a league game. Kotoko recently started the season. He was in camp with the Black Stars. They played their new goalkeeper, and he took to it. And Frederick Asare has been sort of relegated to the background. Do you still think the fact that he's been relegated to the background should warrant this call-up, or it should influence, or they are just basing it on goodwill, or the fact that he's familiar with the team? Like, what are your thoughts on a possible call-up for him?
So that is more of, how do I say this? Okay, so he was called up to the squad sometime back when he was a regular. Now he's not a regular, but it's more of like he has to be in tune with the squad, so that they don't keep changing him or having new face to gel with the squad every time.
Yeah,
that is a good intent, but I think this is not the time for it. I don't think there's a time for it.
So Frederick should mainly.
I don't think Frederick should be called up. I don't think so. the intent to actually have him integrated with the team because he's been there when he was a regular,
Yeah.
and then he's familiar with the squad. It's a nice intent, but we need best players on the squad. We need
Players
best
who are
players
playing
on the-
regularly and players who are doing well for their club
Yes,
sides.
we need players that are actually playing regularly and they are doing well. We can't really judge Frederick based on things that he did before, because we can only judge him on now. And now there's really nothing to show that, he's actually like still a top goalkeeper for the national team as well.
So that's what you think.
So, yeah, so that's why I
but
think
he'll be called. We all know for sure. Because the final guy, it's Jaden Osei. He plays for AZ Alkmaar in the Dutch Eredivisie. He was in action, if I'm not mistaken, last night for his club side AZ Alkmaar. This is a fourth goalkeeper we are talking about. Do you think this guy will actually make it in there? 20-year-old. He's been good. If we look at his matches, I think he played last night versus Elfsborg in the Europa League. AZ Alkmaar won 3-2. And his ratings were not bad. He's been playing. And the OTTO has admitted that he has been looked at. So, do you think he should replace Frederick Asare if it's only 3 goalkeepers that are going to be called?
If it's going to be only 3 goalkeepers, and yes, I think he should replace
Frederick Asare.
He is a young goalkeeper. It takes a lot for a 20-year-old to be good, to be the first goalkeeper for your club.
Yeah.
So it's actually a lot, and probably that's like a huge statement on the guy's career. If we are going to go with just 3 goalkeepers, then I think it should be a no-brainer. He is playing regularly. He is first choice for his club, AZ Alkmaar.
He should be starting.
He should not start, but
he should be in the Black
Stars.
Stars.
He should be in the squad. Yes, he should be in the squad.
Interesting. Guys, let us know what you think in the comments box there. These are our goalkeepers. Lawrence Ati-Zigi, no surprises there. Jojo Wollacott, Frederick Asare, and possibly the chance for the 20-year-old Jaden. Thoughts and comments. Well, Lem, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
See you guys in the next one. Have a great day.